Thank you for the answer, Sadhguru. The next question is something which all students deal with is how does one figure out their passion? And should one necessarily follow their passion even if it means sacrificing comfort, lifestyle or geographical proximity to family? And should passion always override such considerations which might also be important in their own right?
See, let us understand what is passion. Passion is just a certain thought in your mind to which you invest certain emotion. That's your passion, right? You can be passionate about a certain activity, you can be passionate about a certain person, you can be passionate about a certain thing. How did this happen? It's a thought in which you invested a certain amount of emotion. I'm saying, if you know this, and if you know how to generate thoughts consciously and invest emotion consciously, this wouldn't even be an issue. Right now, passions are happening compulsively. What happens compulsively will lead you wherever it leads you. Sometimes it takes you to a good place, sometimes it takes you to a bad place. But if it means so much to you, it means so much to you means it is just that you have invested so much emotion in it. That's all it is. Because you've invested so much emotion in it, you may not be able to look at it logically once again. You have lost your fundamental discretion simply because you've invested so much emotion in it. I don't think that's a way to build one's life. One must build their life consciously, but most people don't understand what is building life consciously, they only do things by chance. This is why those who are successful are stressed, those who have failed are frustrated, both are suffering. What else should happen in their life? That's what they need to look at. What needs to happen in their life is, they must learn to conduct their physical body, their psychological process, their emotional process and the fundamental energy process in the body consciously. If this happens consciously, this will happen the way you want. If this happens the way you want, you living joyfully or blissfully is a natural thing. In the world, what you do is not according to your passion. In the world, what you do is what is most needed today. That's what you must do. This is my passion, the world doesn't need it, but you keep on doing it, what is the point?
So just a follow-up on that question about the world, certain things being need to done to improve certain issues or to remedy certain problems. Now, from my limited understanding, or at least what we learned in textbooks, is Buddhism talks about how we should not be attached to something, or how in certain cases we should be detached. It talks about how suffering, one of the reasons behind suffering is attachment. Now, my question to you, Sadhguru, on this is that how can I attempt to remedy injustice if I'm not sentimentally affected or attached to a particular cause? How can I help a particular friend or empathize with him if I'm not attached with him? So, this obsessiveness or attachment, is it necessarily bad?
See, this attachment-detachment business is a misunderstanding that's come out of the Gita in this country. People misunderstood Krishna like nothing, in the sense, people think Krishna is talking about detachment. Please look at his life. His life is involvement, isn't it? If you look at the scape of whatever we know about his life, whatever little we know about his life spells involvement, involvement, involvement with everything around him. So this person unfortunately is being accused of detachment. See, if there is no involvement, there is no life. You can only know life with involvement. Even if the meal that you eat today, if you're not involved, you will not know what it is. Without involvement, you cannot even taste life. Not possible. People are talking about detachment because of fear of suffering. Fear of suffering has come because when they involve, they get entangled. They do not know how to get involved, they just get entangled. Entanglement is happening because your involvement is very discriminatory. Is that sinking in?
So I should be equally involved in everything, is what you're saying?
Tell me, if you are less involved in your breath and more involved in your eating, you think life will work? See, breath is involuntary, that's why I'm using the word breath, because it's involuntary, you don't have to do anything, it's just happening. But we're involved by keeping the air conditioning on, otherwise we'll suffocate. This is our involvement, we turned on the machine. We may not be consciously breathing, all right, but we are involved. Without involvement in every aspect of life, you will get skewed. And that is when psychologically you get messed up so much that in many ways mind gets deranged. Seeing this, somebody said, you're too attached, you must be detached. No, detachment will not work either. Can you be detached and do something well? Can you do something well being detached about it? No, you need absolute involvement. If you have an indiscriminate sense of involvement, you will see there is no entanglement in your involvement. If you discriminate, you will get entangled. The problem is of discrimination, not of involvement.
Right. So